Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. The Ethereum chart has rallied, but only in 3 waves. If you ask me, when we compare Bitcoin and Ethereum, Ether today has shown a bit more strength than Bitcoin. At least if we compare the movement from yesterday's low to basically today's highs. Ethereum has shown a little bit more strength than Bitcoin. That increases, in my opinion, the probabilities for Ether to have bottomed compared to Bitcoin. Now, I'm not going to confirm yet that Ether has bottomed in wave 4 because that's too early. But when we compare Bitcoin and Ethereum, it just visually, and that's just a very qualitative assessment, looks more probable that Ether has bottomed than Bitcoin. It depends on what happens now. So I will tell you what I already highlighted earlier today on Discord, because we have now some interesting developments here on the chart. Let's first of all start with the short-term bearish count. In the short-term bearish count, the price obviously topped anyway in a third wave here on the 11th of March. I mean, that's the base case. Wave W to the downside bottomed here around the 20th of March at around $3,065. Then an X wave rally as an ABC, so WX, and then the move down could be a Y wave as, again, an A wave, a B wave, and the C wave. That's the short-term bearish count, in which the C wave might target 2,604 or 2,498. Not unlikely, and as long as we only have a 3-wave rally, it keeps the door open for lower. The only question is which level, when triggered, will open the trapdoor. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, you can see it is most likely going to be the 2 levels I focus on. This one, that's the first level that's going to open the first trapdoor, which is here the level at $2,985. Yeah, that opens the first trapdoor. It's the first main support. I mean, if the price breaks below that, that already indicates, okay, yeah, we are failing and we topped in 3 waves and we're breaking down. The next level, and that's nearly more important, but that's already very close to the low, so it depends on how long you want to wait to get some confirmation. Well, it's this level here. It's the next one. That's at $2,867. That's the next level. Okay, so obviously, first indication that a top has formed, second confirmation, you could say, right? And this is basically the short-term bearish count. We rallied in an ABC structure, topped in this B wave, and then we're breaking down. Okay. So, however, as long as this first red line isn't broken to the downside, I think we can still extend higher, of course. And that could be, for example, even here in a more substantial B wave. That's all possible. As long as, and I think that's very important to just highlight, as long as it's only a 3-wave rally, it's always possible to just extend into larger corrective rallies, but that doesn't give us any confirmation that a low is in place. I think, to keep the upside momentum intact, ideally that last red line here isn't broken. So basically here, that 2,985 level holds. But that's the short-term bearish count. Breaking below these, the top could be in. Some kind of a top is clearly in, and then to come down. Now, what is the short-term bullish count? Short-term bullish would be this scenario in which we already bottomed, and this is an A, B, C structure. I like the bottoming structure more than Bitcoin's because it formed a clear lower low. Bitcoin didn't. And it could be a completed ABC structure, and the C wave even reached the 100% extension level. Ether actually did everything it needed to do. It didn't even sustain below the orange main support zone, which is the ideal support zone for a 4th wave. So, but when can I confirm, or at least when do I have the first confirmation that a low is in? First confirmation with 5 waves up. I have shown you, or I've highlighted here on the chart, what I need to see for a 5-wave move up. It would only be a diagonal pattern anyway, so not great likelihood, but this is what I need to see. One more high to possibly 3,293 to 3,373 could be a 5th wave and would give us a first confirmation that we've bottomed. Shouldn't go much higher though, because then it looks again like an ABC structure. If it like extends, then then it eventually turns into this A, B, C. Okay, so we don't want that leg to be the same length as the first leg up. We want to have the last leg a little shorter. So, but therefore, it would be ideal to land sort of in the area between 3,293 to 3,373. Really, only then I can consider really that Ether has bottomed, because that gives me a 5-wave move up. A questionable though, it's only a diagonal, but still. And obviously to keep that count likely, we need to hold above the red line. And after these 5 waves up are completed, I can call that a wave 1. And then we're going to look for a wave 2 pullback, and I will add another micro support area. If that holds, we can rally in the 3rd wave. That's sort of how I see this. In terms of support for wave 4, it's basically landed exactly where it needs to land. I mean, normally such a wave 4 reacts to the area around the 78.6 extension or 100% extension. We can also add support levels, not extension levels, but just retracements. They allow for the price to come down a little lower, possibly to 3,019. That would be micro support. This here is already the ideal micro support area, but we can refine that a bit because it's a diagonal. So I have to allow the price to test the 61.8 retracement in this scenario. And it is here $3,019. This is really micro support. And as long as 3,019 holds, I mean, this is the ideal support area, right? Then we have structural support just below that. But ideally, if this really is a diagonal, that's what it is. And if we break below 3,019, it significantly reduces the likelihood for the yellow count. Hope that gives you a little bit of orientation of where we are. We're dealing with messy, smallest time frame structures. Basically, in simple words, it means we cannot confirm yet that the low is in. I may be able to once we get the first 5-wave move up, and you see here on the chart what it would mean, followed by a 3-wave pullback. That's my update about Ethereum. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.